You can always support us by doing your online shopping at tspaz.com. That's right, TSPAZ, tspaz.com. I don't have a new item of the day for you. I'm rerunning the one from yesterday today, and that is the Pork King Good, pork rind breadcrumbs. So they're not breadcrumbs at all. They're pork rinds that are ground up like breadcrumbs. Now let me tell you something about why I use these things, and it's in the write-up if you haven't read it yet. But whenever we had a call to use something like a breadcrumb, we wanted to put some crunch on it or do something with, like I said, like a meatloaf or a slider or a meatball where you want that binder. Dorothy and I, for a long time, have been using pork rinds. And what we would do is we would take a bag of them that maybe we left open a little bit longer than we should have. You know, pork rinds, you open the bag, they're great, and then like a couple days later, no matter what you do, it seems like they're not. But they make good breadcrumbs. So we throw them in a Nutri-Ninja and grind them up. You put like a whole bag in there and you get a little tiny handful of crumbs. And they were never like really evenly ground. You got really, really fine ones and really, really coarse ones and some chunks. And I found out I could buy these Pork King Good ones in a big, giant 12-ounce jar, and they were all ground perfectly. So I thought, well, I'll give them a try. And I'm like, I'm never grinding up my own ones again because they're just better, and they end up costing less, and they work better, and the flavors are really good. They have an original, they have an Italian, and they have a spicy Cajun. I haven't tried the Cajun one. I'll tell you, honestly, the Italian one, I didn't think I would be too hip on it because I thought it would be too over the top with the Italian. It's like the perfect universal one. It's got enough of herb flavoring in it, and whenever you're cooking with them, you're not just like eating a handful of them. It's not like Progresso Italian breadcrumb over-the-top Italian. It's kind of perfect. One caution, I didn't say this yesterday, it is in the write-up. Salt is the main ingredient other than pork rind. And they are salty. They're not over-salted, but they're salty. They're salty enough that when you're using them in a recipe, you probably need to back your salt seasoning up a little bit. Done some amazing things with them already. Can't wait to try some more stuff. I'll be telling you about them in the future. But if you're a keto diet guy, man, this is the way to go. And if you're not, try them. They'll taste good anyway. Oh, I was supposed to tell you guys Grandma Spirko tricks yesterday to make the stuff stick better whenever you do any kind of batter breading, and I forgot about it yesterday. So I better go ahead and do that today, shouldn't I? You want to know how you get breading to stick on your stuff? Okay. You get your stuff ready to go in the morning. And you do whatever kind of dredge station that you're going to do in the morning. And you put your breading on the stuff in the morning. And you put the stuff on a paper plate or something like that, a dish, whatever, laid out flat one layer in the morning. And then you take it and you put it in the refrigerator. And if it needs a little bit more, when you go to cook it, you can kind of roll it back through some dry crumbs again. If it'll soak through sometimes and it get kind of sticky. But if you just do that, and I don't care if you're using Cracker Meal crumbs or if you're using pork rinds or any breading you make, if you bread your stuff in the morning and let it sit on the thing before you put it in the fryer. Now, this doesn't work with a batter. Like a dip batter, obviously, like a beer batter, that has. But if you're doing a breading, a coating, flour, cornmeal, I don't care. If you do that, you will find the ability of that stuff to stick, whether you're frying it, air frying, I don't care, will be about 100 times better. Now, that's the Grandma Spirko trick. I learned that when I was a little kid. She was not a great meat cook. She ruined meat all the time because she was a Ukrainian immigrant. She grew up at a time when a lot of meat wasn't refrigerated at all. They boiled the shit out of it. But baking, frying, stuff like that, she was a genius at. So I learned that from her. What I've added to it, I usually use egg as my coating, and then you roll in your breading. Put about a tablespoon of heavy cream, which is great for keto, by the way, in the egg when you whip it up. And you'll get a much thicker, gooier, kind of sticky stuff on and then when you roll your breading, you'll get almost a glue-like adherence. And then if you let it sit, what's happening is it is kind of a glue. It's egg and cream glue. What happens when you let glue sit? It sets. And that's why it works so well. So now you know something you didn't know. You want another little trick? A great breading you can make? Take about 2/3 of these crumbs and about 1/3 hard grated, finely grated Parmesan or Romano cheese. Good stuff. Not the crap that comes in the thing like they had on the pizza tables when you were a kid, the powder stuff. No, the real stuff. And do the same thing and try that. And then realize it's diet food. It's a proper human diet recipe. So give that a try. I'll be giving you more examples in the future. Remember, you can always help support the show. You do your online shopping at tspaz.com.